Wow! What's this?
This is the North Pole.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No, it isn't.
Yes, it is.
No, it isn't.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not. Where's the snow?
Why are you smiling like that?
I just like to smile. Smiling's my favorite.
Make work your favorite. That's your favorite, okay?
Okay.
Work is your new favorite.
Fine.
Are you ready, kids? Ho, ho, ho!
Welcome to the 2016 edition of my annual compendium of holiday humor, affectionately known as the Gong Show Without a Gong. This is Erwin Krasnow, wishing you and your family a very happy holiday season. The holiday humor tradition started 26 years ago in the form of an audio cassette, then morphed into a CD, and now is a blog. We will open with a song that was played in the audio cassette in 1992. It's an original R-rated song from Harry Cole, my fellow communications lawyer and brother in the law.
I've got problems with the FCC. One of my employees is filing EEO complaint against me. Since I don't hire any, it can't be the blacks or the gays or the Hispanics, so I follow the tracks to my girl, my girl, my girl. It must have been my girl, my girl. She's a part-time gopher, 50 weeks of the year. But when the 2 weeks covered by my $3.95 come near, I recognize what she can do and make her full-time office manager and salesman too. My girl, my girl, my girl. I'm talking about my girl, my girl. Oh, she's my traffic director, 'cause she tops up all my laws. And she's my head engineer, 'cause she clears the toilet every time that it clogs. I've even put her on the air at 3 on Sunday mornings doing public affairs. My girl, my girl, my girl. I'm talking about my girl, my girl. Ooh, ooh. She's got big responsibilities. She keeps track of all the bathrooms. She can put long distance calls. She makes the coffee too. I don't know why she'd go and blow the whistle at the FCC. Now they say that they may want to take my license away from me. I don't think I deserve that fate. I thought that was one rule they were gonna deregulate. My girl, my girl, my girl. I'm talking about my girl, my girl.
Hi, everyone. This is Gary Arlen from Arlen Communications in Bethesda, Maryland. Always happy that Erwin is keeping this tradition alive and spreading some holiday cheer. I'm wishing everyone a very joyous holiday season and a happy and successful 2017. As we age, there seem to be more stories about how to deal with senior issues. Here's one about the new senior housing place. And on the first day at the new senior living complex, the manager addressed all of the new seniors, pointing out some of the house rules. He says the female sleeping quarters will be out of bounds for all males, and women can't go into the male dormitory. Anyone caught breaking this rule will be fined $20 for the first violation. Get caught breaking it a second time, the fine will be $50, and the third time will cost you a fine of $100. Are there any questions? Well, at this point, an older gentleman stands up and asks, how much for a senior pass? A drunk woman, stark naked, jumped into a New York City taxi and sprawled out of the back seat. The driver stared at her for a moment and made no attempt to start the cab. The woman glared at him and asked, "What's wrong with you? Haven't you ever seen a naked lady before?" The old driver answered, "Well, I wasn't staring at you like that. That would be improper where I come from." The drunk woman giggled and said, "If you're not staring at my body, what are you doing?" Well, the driver paused for a moment and then said, "Well, ma'am, I'm looking and I'm trying to think to myself, where is this lady keeping the money to pay for the ride?" In these political times, you've got to find humor wherever you can. Well, by coincidence, some very strange coincidence, Barack Obama, Hillary Clinton, and Donald Trump all arrive at the pearly gates simultaneously. St. Peter asks them why they believe each of them deserve to sit near his throne. Obama says, "Well, I believe I should be there because I resolved the economic crisis, provided health care to millions of people, and lowered unemployment." St. Peter says, "Okay, you can sit on the left side of my throne." Well, Hillary Clinton says, "I believe I should be there because I helped the cause of women's and children's rights around the world, and my foundation supported medical care for kids everywhere on the planet." St. Peter says, "Okay, you can sit on the right side of my throne." And then he looks at Donald Trump, and Trump says, "I believe you're sitting in my throne." I'm Gary Arlen in Bethesda, again wishing everyone a very happy holiday season and a wonderful new year ahead.
Season's greetings, everyone. Bill Kennard here. Grateful once again to Erwin for getting us all in the holiday spirit with his annual holiday humor blog. Unfortunately, too many people do overindulge during the holidays, like the drunk who was brought in front of a judge. The judge says, "Sir, you've been brought here for drinking." The drunk says, "Hey, great, let's get started." So I got a quiz for you. What are 3 words a woman never wants to hear when she's making love? "Honey, I'm home." Now, on a more serious note, I have a good friend who went to see his doctor. Doctor gave him a full exam and came back and said, "Unfortunately, you've only got 6 months to live." But the good news is, my friend couldn't pay his bill, so the doctor gave him another 6 months. Season's greetings, everyone. Till next year. Bye.
This is Dick Wiley, Wiley Ryan, and it's a pleasure for me to participate once again in Erwin's Holiday Humor Extravaganza. I have 2 stories for you today. The first involved a middle-aged woman who had a serious heart attack and was taken to the hospital. And while on the operating table, she had a near-death experience. Seeing God, she asked, "Is my time up?" And God replied, "Well, by no means. Actually, you have 32 years, 8 months, and 25 days to live." Well, upon recovery, the woman, figuring she had so much more time, decided to make the most of it. So she stayed in the hospital, had a facelift, breast implants, liposuction, tummy tuck, and had her teeth straightened. And after the final procedure, she left the hospital in great spirits. But sadly, she was struck by an ambulance outside the hospital and killed. Arriving before God, she demanded, "I thought you said I had 32 years, 8 months, and 20-odd days to live. Why didn't you pull me out of the path of that ambulance?" And God replied, "Sorry, I certainly would have, but frankly, I didn't recognize you." The second story involves 2 nice Jewish gentlemen, Saul and Abi, who were walking down the street one day when they passed a large church. And they noticed that at the top of the church, there was a sign, "Convert to Christianity, make $5,000. Abby said, "Saul, that's a lot of money. I could really use it." And Saul replied, "Abby, what are you talking about? We're Jews. Come on, let's get going." But A.B. said, Sal, you know, $5,000, that's a lot of money. And Sal said, look, A.B., we both went to Brands Ice. We're both circumcised. We don't belong here. But A.B. said, look, why don't you just wait here for a moment? Let me go into the church and see what's going on. About a half hour later, A.B. came out wearing a great big cross around his neck, and he said, Sal, Jesus saves. And Sal replied, yeah, I know, but did you get the money? And A.B. looked at him and said, is that all you people think about? In any case, have a great holiday to everyone.
Erwin, this is Roger Raffson calling from CMS Station Brokerage with my contribution to your Compendium of Humor. We start with the story about a Gentile friend of mine who was telling me that he was going to convert to Judaism, and he wanted to ask me if it hurt to be circumcised. Hurt, I replied. After I had mine, it took me 1.5 years before I could walk. Second story about 3 people who die and go to heaven. St. Peter welcomes them and asks the first person, when you were on earth, what did you do? I was a medical doctor. You helped people to stay healthy so that they could enjoy their time on earth. Welcome to heaven. You enter through this golden gate. And what did you do? I was a teacher. Oh, very good. You helped people expand their minds so that they could be a better contributor to the society overall. Welcome to heaven. You enter through this golden gate. And what did you do? I was a musician. All right, you go around back, take the freight elevator up, and enter through the kitchen. Erwin, best wishes to you and those who are listening to this compendium. Have a great holiday and best wishes for the new year.
It's Eddie Esserman for the photo credit with a joke for you. So about a century ago in the old country, Jaime worked at the pickle factory, but it was a pretty progressive pickle factory for the day, and they offered some limited counseling to the employees so that they could be more productive and share some of their frustrations. And one day, he walks in and says, you know, I've got this irresistible urge to stick my penis into the pickle slicer. The counselor says, that's not a good idea. That's horrible. And, you need to repress those urges and go back to work. Well, this goes on for just years. And finally, one day, apparently he does it. Because he goes home and he's sitting on the side of the bed just crying horribly. And his wife comes in and says, what's the matter, dear? He says, I stuck my penis into the pickle slicer. And she says, oh my God, you didn't. And I just can't believe that. It's horrible. And he says, oh, I feel so bad for the pickle slicer. She got fired too.
Hi, this is Bob Fox calling from the Pacific Palisades, California, and wishing all of you a happy holidays and good health. So, this bum rings the doorbell and a lady answers, and she says yes, and the bum says, lady, I'm hungry. You got any food? And she says, how would you like yesterday's soup? And he says, that'd be great. And she says, good, come back tomorrow. Okay, here's the real joke. Shmuel had a bad car accident involving a large truck. Weeks later in court, the trucking company's fancy lawyer was questioning Shmuel. Didn't you say at the scene of the accident, I'm fine, asked the lawyer. Shmuel responded, well, I'll tell you what happened. I just put my dog, Moishel, into the... I didn't ask for any details, the lawyer interrupted. Just answer the question. Did you not say at the scene of the accident, I'm fine? Shmuel said, well, I just got Moishel into the car and was driving down the road. The lawyer interrupted again and said, Judge, I'm trying to establish the fact that at the scene of the accident, this man told the highway patrolman on the scene that he was just fine. Now, several weeks after the accident, he's trying to sue my client. I believe he is a fraud. Please tell him to simply answer the question. By this time, the judge was fairly interested in Shmuel's answer and said to the lawyer, I'd like to hear what he has to say about his dog, Moishel. Schmoyle thanked the judge and proceeded. Well, like I was saying, I just loaded Moishel, my lovely Huntala, that's a dog, into the car and was driving him down the highway when this huge semi-truck and trailer ran into the stop sign and smacked my truck right in the side. I was thrown into a dish and Moishel was thrown into the other. I was hurting real bad and didn't want to move. However, I had Moishel moaning and groaning. I knew he was in terrible shape just by his groans. Then a highway patrolman came along. He could hear Moishel moaning and groaning, so he bent over to him. After he looked at him and saw what terrible condition Moishel was in, he took out his gun and he shoots him between the eyes. Then the patrolman comes across the road, gun still in hand, looks at me and says, "How are you feeling?" Now, Judge, what would you say? Thanks a lot. Once again, have a happy holiday. Bob Fox.
Hi, everybody. This is Ray Sadie in Houma, Louisiana, gateway to Cajun country and home of that rascally Boudreaux. Well, at the end of a tent revival last week, the preacher asked anyone who wanted to give thanks for a special favor. Marie, Boudreaux's wife, walked right up to the front and said, "May y'all remember how Boo last year he crashed his truck into a tree and that steering wheel hit him right in his scrotum and tore it to pieces?" With a gasp in the congregation, every man was crossing his legs and holding his breath. Then Marie said, "Luckily, the EMTs found every last piece of Boo's scrotum, and with 6 top surgeons working 16 hours straight, put Boo's scrotum back together. Now, me, I'm so happy because now Boo can play with the kids and we can even make love. Praise and amen," she said, and takes a seat. The minister, looking shaken, nervously asked if anyone else would like to give praise. At what point, Boo walks up to the front and says, "I just want to tell my wife Marie once again, the word is sternum." Now a heartwarming Christmas story. Last year, Boo's friend Abe gave him a beautiful white parrot for Christmas. Next time they met, Abe asked Boo, "Man, how you like that bird I gave you, Sha?" "Well, Miss Sha," Boo said, "that's the best bird I've ever had." "What?" screamed Abe. "You ate that bird?" "Miss Sha," Boo said, "and it was delicious." "You damn fool," Abe said. "That bird was special. He could speak 7 languages." "Well," said Boo, "he should have said something." And finally, this year, Abe tried again, gave Boo another parrot. This time, he tells Boo, "This bird can sing 2 Christmas songs. Don't eat it." "How does he do that?" Boo asked. "Well, when you hold his left leg over a candle, he will sing Jingle Bells. And when you hold his right leg over the candle, he sings Here Comes Santa Claus." Well, Boo was thrilled and couldn't wait to try it. Next day, he sees Abe, and Abe said, "Boo, did that bird sing 2 Christmas songs, man, like I told you?" He said, "Man, yeah, but even better, he sang 3 songs." "Man, how he did that?" "Well, we held his left leg over the candle, like you said. He sang Jingle Bells. And when we held his right leg over the candle, he sang Here Comes Santa Claus. But in between, passing him over the middle of the candle from left to right, he sang Chestnuts Roasting on an Open Fire. Sorry about that. But thanks, Erwin, for another free holiday card to wish yours and mine a very Merry Christmas, a happy and prosperous New Year, and a fabulous Festivus for the rest of us.
Hi, this is Erwin Krasnow again. Our time is up. We thank you for yours. May 2017 bring you and your family health, happiness, and prosperity.
You got a friend in me. You've got a friend in me. When the road looks rough ahead and you're miles and miles from your nice warm bed, you just remember what your old pal said. Yeah, you've got a friend in me. Baby, you've got a friend in me. You got a pal in me.
You've got a friend in me. You got your troubles, well, I got them too. There isn't anything I wouldn't do for you. We stick together and see it through, 'cause you got a friend in me. Darling, you've got a friend in me. Now some of the boys might be a little smarter than I am, or bigger and stronger too, maybe, but none of them is ever gonna love you the way I do. Oh, it's me and you, Lou, and as the years go by, our friendship will never die. You're gonna see it's a destiny, 'cause you've got a friend in me. My baby, you've got a friend in me. Now some of the boys might be a little smarter than I am, bigger and stronger too, maybe. None of them is ever gonna love you the way I do, 'cause it's me and you. And as the years go by, our love will never die. You're gonna see it's our destiny. You got a friend in me. Baby, you've got a friend in me. You, me, you and me. You got a friend in me. My darling, you got a friend in me.